because I was having a conversation with Bodhisattva, and he was telling me that he's not petty, meaning that whatever people do to him, with time, he forgives and forget, especially if it's family, friends, whatever, people that matter. And me, I was telling him, oh, I'm petty. I don't forget. I don't forget. I wouldn't say I don't forgive, because I believe that everything is always a question of conversation. If you sit down with somebody and you explain to each other how you arrive to where you arrive, and you sit down and everybody give their opinion, and everybody is able to understand the point of view of the other one, sometimes you can just move on. It doesn't mean that you become the best friends again. Sometimes you do. Sometimes, at least when you see each other, you say, hi, how are you? How are the kids? But if there's one thing that I hate, and it's interesting because it's always at the same times that these people reappear, it's the people who believe that because time has passed, then whatever they did X years ago has been forgiven just because time. And we disagreed there, because he believed that I'm too petty, or etc., or I'm about revenge. And me, I'm not about revenge. Even if I like it, I'm not about revenge. I would not actively waste my time trying to get revenge out of somebody. But what I call petty for me is the fact that because I don't forget what people do, until they say sorry, they are not forgiven. Because c'est pas la fiesta. I believe that whenever you, and to me it's the same thing, I'm this way myself. If I'm wrong and somebody, and I have a conversation and I realize that I thought I was right, but I was wrong, or I was right, but the way I did it was wrong, I don't have a problem saying sorry to somebody, so we can close the conversation and that the person can move on as well. But I realize that there's a lot of people, they use time as an excuse. They can come like, and interestingly, the reason why they are like that is because they don't like to assume, and people had them people don't take have them accountable on their bullshit, and they end up always letting time pass, and then they come back as, hey, what up, long time, hey, oh, come on, that was. And me, because I'm somebody that kind of never forget things, it's not that I keep them with me and it's heavy on my heart. It's not that. It's just that I have a good memory, and when, wait a minute. Forgot that. Yeah. Because hey, Emmanuel, how are you? Because I don't forget how things happen, and I can tell you stories from 20 years ago with the detail. I can really tell you the conversations, what people said, and I'm not somebody who forgets. So maybe the people who come to you after 10 years pretending that nothing happened, maybe they forgot how you got there. But me, I'm a person, I remember how we got there. That's why I can move on with people. But I have to remind them first how we got there. I have to remind them what they did, how the lack of respect, the the evilness sometimes. And I don't let people come back in my life if they don't first assume that they were wrong, or at least acknowledge what they did. And they can say, oh, I did this, but it was not to wrong you. It's because I believe that this was the way to do it. I can accept that. But what I don't accept is what people love to do. They just reappear. Hi, hey, time has passed, welcome. And try to forget it's important. I'm not built like this. And it's not something that stays on my mind. Like, I don't have a problem forgetting people, meaning that when somebody is not part of my life anymore, they're not part of my life anymore. But what is interesting is that some people, when they are not part of your life, they will spend years and years criticizing you because they know they were wrong, and the only way sometimes for people to believe that is right is to go slander your name everywhere, right? Especially in the music business. But in life in general too, family members do this too. And me, I'm a person, I'm super patient. So I will try to be understanding, try to talk, try to be like, no, listen, and try to just arrange situations. But when I'm done, I'm just done. And the conversation we had was, you too petty, you about revenge. I was like, no, when I'm done, I'm done. So means that if I leave you 5 years to arrange the conversation, try to call you, try to meet, and just try to ignore when you go crazy for years and years and years, there's going to be a one moment, if we didn't sit down, and I let you the possibility multiple times to sit down so we can talk about things, arrange, move forward, whatever the problem is. There's going to be a point when I'm going to wake up one day randomly. That's the way I'm built. It's not a decision. I'm going to wake up and I'm just going to be done. And when I'm done, usually it's forever. I got people trying to get back to me for whatever. It's been 20 years. And I look at them and I'm like, you're a stranger now for me. Like, and interestingly, there's always a moment in the year where all the evil people, or the people who really wronged you, I'm talking about people who robbed you a lot of money, people who made you hate the things you love, or people who really try to destroy your name, whatever it is, you name it, they try to do it. At a point, they come back as if nothing happened. And they just want to be like, hey, time has passed. Time has passed, like, I don't understand why you stay in the past. I'm like, I don't stay in the past. I leave you in the past. That's not the same thing. And it's interesting because we didn't agree, because I believe Buddy is way more emotional than me, and me, I would say I'm cold, but I'm very logical as a person. And to me, if I wake up one day and you're not just part of my work life, my personal life, or whatever, you can be, we can have the same blood. When I'm done, I'm done. And it's not a question of don't forget. It's just, I'm done. And when you're done, it's, I don't even understand when people come back, because I don't know what they want to talk about after years and years. Listen, some people come back after 20 years. 20 years of pretending they didn't do what they did. And then one day they just come, yeah, I know we have a lot of respect for each other. And I'm like, I don't have respect for you. What are you talking about? That was 20 years ago that I used to respect you. I don't anymore. You're not even in my mind. What do you want? And if you wronged me and you come back this way, you're going to remind me why you're not part of my life. Now, if you come with humility, I don't need people to lick my boots. It's just, if you come back saying, hey, I know we had disagreements, etc., I believe it's time to talk. If you are available, let's talk. If not, listen, the door is open. It's a different conversation. But most people, they come as if, you owe them to talk to them. I don't. And interestingly, the worst one are the ones that whenever you guys fell out, they talked a lot. They talked a lot to a lot of people. They say a lot of stupid things for a long time, and then time passed. And then one day they just wake up and I don't know what they think, because I'm not in other people's head, but I believe in protecting your space. And to protect your space, I used to be somebody, I really believed when I was younger that I was supposed to smile to everybody. I was supposed to be everybody's friend, and that we all into music, so we were supposed to be a big family. And then I realized that no, everybody has their own interests, and if they need to cross you so they can arrive somewhere, and they need to make you stumble, they will. And that's not the way I am. That's not the way I was raised. That's not the way I'm built. Personally, if I can make it in 10 days, but somebody tells me, hey, you can make it in 5 days, but you have to prevent that person from making it, I can do it in 10 days. It's not a problem. Why would I prevent somebody else to arrive? Yeah, because once you arrive there, you're going to have to share the food with that person. I said, is there enough food for both of us? Yes. But in this case, even if not, we can share. We can, But a lot of people, and especially in the business of music and politics, and a lot of people believe that when they are on the top, they have to eat alone. And because of that, they are ready for anything to prevent other people from arriving. And 20 years ago, I had people who robbed me money from work that we did, and other people that I work with that they thought that by crossing me, they would arrive faster. And 20 years later, they see where I am and they see where they are, and now they want to be back in my life. And I'm like, that's why I want to protect my space from you guys, because I know what you are capable of. And I'm not saying that people cannot change and become better and realize that they messed up back in the days. I understand that this is possible. But you also have to assume the possibility that when you wronged somebody, they might never open the door again. And you have to respect that too. And because we live in a world of where people are, everybody feel that whatever they feel is valid, whatever they want is valid, because they feel that if they want to be back in your life, they should be able to. And this is narcissism. I believe that protecting your space is way more important than anything else. If you can arrive somewhere in 10 days, without protecting yourself, your space, trust me, you better take 2 weeks and be protected. You don't need to arrive fast. You need to arrive well. It is very important. And something I learned to do when I moved to Portugal 11 years ago is to protect my space from people, from the strangers on the internet. I understand that they are strangers and that their opinion is valid sometimes, but a lot of times it's not. And that even when they have a good opinion, they are still strangers. I understand that the people that are close to me, I have to choose them wisely, because if you are close to me, it means that you can put a knife to my heart. So you have to not let everybody in. You have to be very careful about your space. Protect your space at all times. And whenever somebody is trying to get back in your life, you have to always ask yourself, what is the reason? And I don't believe that, I'm petty, but I don't believe that this is wrong petty. And I don't believe that is revenge, because I believe karma does whatever it has to do. You don't need to actually push and go and create bad karma on you by because you made me fall, I'm gonna make you fall. Nah. It's better to watch people, because time is an amazing ally. Trust me. But hey,